Welcome to the Lilywhites podcast, and on this episode, the Lilywhites took on Fisher away. Joining us on this episode, we had stadium announcer Joe and Mick. Don't forget, the Lilywhites podcast is for the fans, so they can get their views across and heard, and also you can hear what the manager had to say after to get the full reaction. Also, the Lilywhites are in action this Tuesday night at Deal Town away. Up the Lilywhites. I'm here with Joe. Joe, how you doing? Also as well, what were your thoughts of Corinthian and what are your thoughts on today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I think today's going to be tough. The Corinthian one was a bit of a hard one to take. You think it went 1-0 up. You think hopefully that'll give you the confidence to get another one, see the game out. Another bit of brilliance from both sides with the free kicks. Can't argue with the brilliance sometimes. Like, you get moments like that in football, and then unfortunately the game didn't go in our way. But with today, Fish are a good side. Obviously we beat them at home in our good run, but they're not a side to look over because they've proven that since this season they've been up there. They were top for a bit and we beat them when they were top, but it's always more difficult going away. I think coming away, people know they're at home. Teams know how to play at home. They're going to try and control the game over us, and they're going to make us work. So we just got to make sure we stick to our plan, make sure we retaliate to Fisher and whatever they bring to us today.
This signals now the fourth game of Tommy Murillo's run. What do you think of Tommy so far, and what are you hoping for from Tommy as a manager? Sorry.
I think you can definitely see his style of play since he's come in. You can see the formation and you can see the intent. Obviously there's a massive transition period from the last management, and I think Tommy's definitely come in and given us the model he wants for this team, and you can see where he's trying to get people in behind or where he wants people to play in midfield. You can see he's got Newman kind of sitting in front of the back four, then you kind of got Wood on the right and Bingham on the left trying to push forward. And it's nice to see he's put two people back up front. I think we've missed having support for Payne. It's just, I think we're lacking the quality still scoring and getting the chances. But again, that could be part of the transition period where we're trying to get used to how Tommy wants them to play. But you can see it's growing. And the Rustle game's a great example. That was a fight away to a team that are lower the table. And we went 1-0 down, and you could just see that second half. They made it work. You could see the intent, get forward, get Warren the ball a bit more. And we were trying to stretch them. And it worked in the end. The hard work paid off, like the last goal. It was a good ball in the box. We made the defenders make a choice. He made the choice, and it worked in our favour, and he got the own goal went in.
It was an own goal. You're not going with Payne that it went in. When we travel away, we actually travel really well. So days like today, days like Rustle, when the fans are really loud. Another one was Glebe as well, when obviously you run on the pitch. We shouldn't probably tell the FA that one, but I'm sure they're not listening. But what does it mean, the away days? Because at home, the atmosphere is okay, but when you come away, it's the passionate fans, and we get that really well with the Lilywhites. Like, why is it so well that the Lilywhites travel so well away from home?
I think away days always feel better. I don't know what it is. There's always a feeling when you go away, like travelling. Make a bit more of a day of it because you've not been there before most of the time, especially being in a league that we've not been in for a few years, coming to teams we've never been to. I don't know, you want to make a day of it. Like today when we bought a coach as well, everyone on the coach is in a buzzing mood, we're hoping for a good result. And like you say, our support has been brilliant for a team that's got relegated. We've not had the season we've quite hoped for since the start. It's been up and down, new management obviously, but we still travel well because the away days we know are always good and we're always up for it. We're always behind the boys and we know the boys can do it. It's just like I say, the transition period, we know it's coming. We know Tommy is showing that he can get the team working hard and getting them playing football.
Last question as well. You've obviously worked for the Lilywhites at home. You do the announcing. You do some other jobs as well. But do you want to touch a little bit on that? And how did you fall into that as a Lilywhites fan?
So I started coming because of COVID, because a few of the mates were coming. They said, come up. And I was like, all right, I will. And I've done the announcement job. I don't know how it came about. It was quite weird. They was like looking for someone new. And someone went, you'll do it. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And I did it once near the end of a season a couple of years ago. And then, Mark was like, look, we want you to do it for the coming season. Hope you keep you on. I was like, why not? I think it's a great job. Some people shy away from it, but I think it's great to be involved. And I've got a good relationship with the management, the players. But it's nice to be the voice, trying to get the team going, trying to get everyone going. And I've had plenty of people say I do a good job, and I hope I do for everyone. But it's nice to be involved in, especially at the start of the game when you're announcing all the teams. You just want to try and make that stadium loud for everyone, and hopefully I'm kind of the start point to get people going for a game and get excited.
Well, today you're going to be a loud one in the away end, and we'll talk to you after, all right, mate?
Yeah, I'll see you soon, mate. Thank you.
I'm here with Mick. How's the trip down, Mick?
It was good on the coach with everybody. Everyone's quite buoyed up and ready, so hoping for a good day.
Stopped off in Greenwich for a beer?
Stopped off at the Salt Key for a tipple and watched the Maidstone game.
Well, congratulations to Maidstone. We've just seen that they've gone through into the FA Cup, so hopefully that'll be us next year. But forget next year. We're here today at Fisher. What do you think of the results recently, and what do you think is going to happen today?
Just hoping that we can get back to where we were at the start of the season, and it's hard to work out what's changed, because at the start of the season we seem to be scoring for fun, there was no real obvious changes to now, and it's like where we feel we are now with our predicament is like we've had leads and we've just not killed the game. So it almost feels like, it's like we need to sort of stick our flag in the ground. It's like we're at our Waterloo. We need to set our moment to what we need to do.
So a bit like we get the goals and we just stay in second gear as such. Would you agree with that?
I think it's more a case of, as well, heads drop when we go down. I mean, it seemed hard at Corinthian to be 1-0 up and imagine possibly losing that game. We really looked like we were up for it first half.
Well, that's football. Sometimes the cruel mistress, and if you're not, and it's a 90-minute game as well. So 45 minutes is not where the game's won. You have to go and put the efforts in. And it was a 5-minute turnaround the other night. From my point of view. But what did you think of it? The second half in general.
I think at the second half at Corinthian, I think we just sort of lost the focus and lost just maybe the drive that we've had in other games. And I say I'll go back to the first half of the season where we just seemed to be scoring on the ball, and it wasn't one player. As a team, we were putting the ball in the net lots. Now we seem to get the ball put in our half, and it's taken longer to get out. And of course, when you're down, that clock ticks against you. So.
Well, obviously we made a managerial change now, and what have you seen from Tommy that's changed since you've come in, and what do you like and what do you want to see?
I think against Rustle was the first game, and that was where we seemed to really, the first half we didn't seem to be as competitive, but the second half everyone come out with a fight and there was a determination, and I don't think much changed other than the desire to win. It was almost, I think Rustle was almost a case of the first half we took what happened, the second half we come out, even in adversity, it was almost like a we will fight them on the beaches type attitude. We really stuck into a game that wasn't really going our way, but we made it go our way.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're starting into the fourth game now. Tommy, what are you expecting today from Fisher, and what are you expecting from the afternoon?
I know against Fisher last time it was quite tight for a while, so looking for really us to weather the storm, and this time maybe go in, it'd be nice to go in with a lead or a bigger lead, but definitely put your foot on the game in the second half, whatever's required. I think it's finishing games is our crime at the moment. I don't think anyone's got any problems with commitment and tactics. I think we can see we've got the abilities, just there is some little piece of this jigsaw missing.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for a bit of a spark. You've seen the lineup today. What do you think of the lineup?
Yep, I think it's okay. I'd like to think that Stefan's well supported up front, because I think again, I'll go back to the first half of the season, but in the early half of the season, it wasn't all just Stefan. And he was, because so many people around him are making chances, he was capitalising with his skills. He was getting it wasn't just a long ball to Stefan and let him do it. He was working with everyone, and I think that's the difference. He does seem a little bit isolated at times.
Yeah, I mean, Payne's,
one man's not a team.
One man's not a team, and obviously Payne is right next to us now, but he's obviously been up in the higher league, so there's a lot of quality from him. But what else? What other players excite you here at the town at the minute?
When he's having his games, like the Billy Bennett goal at Whitstable, that was an absolute screamer. And it was ironic that we was talking amongst friends and actually said before kick-off and just went, Billy Bennett scream at a day, and they just looked at me and it happened. And we actually spoke to Billy after the game and said, I said that. So, I'd love to see Bill and Sam as well. But again, go back to the beginning of the season. It wasn't you've got one good goal scorer and he scores all your goals. Everybody was putting into the team. And it's just get back to that mentality. Everyone can score, we'll get the win.
Everyone goes through blips of form, and it's just our turn at the minute. So let's get a score prediction from you today here, Mick. What do you think?
Going to go for 2-1 Faversham. I think Fisher at home are going to be a bit more, up for it, and I don't think we'll have it as easy as we did at home. So 2-1, I think Faversham. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, but I think hopefully determination, and now Tommy's had chance to work his way. I think that's what we're looking for.
Fantastic. We'll see you after the game.
See you after the game. Thank you.
Joe, emphatic win for the Lilywhites. 4-1 here at Fisher. How'd you feel?
You can only feel amazing after that performance. That first half set us up so well for the whole game. You can't argue. The only thing I'd say is the error in the first half for their goal. That should be a clean sheet, but the boys didn't let it get to them. For once, the boys were like, they just forgot about it. And that first half being 3-1 up at half time, it just set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it as well, like we said, the goal was a bit of our own downfall, really. The second half, I feel like they come out a little bit stronger, but as we grew into the game, and really strong performance. What did you think though today? All bar one change was sort of forced. What do you think about that?
I think finally moving Bingham into a bit more of a holding role, and I think Hassler, he proved today he can go into a bit more of a left-sided midfielder, but he wasn't just on the left, he was all over the place. And he sets up a goal, he scores a cracking goal. I think Hassler in that first half was man of the match. But then credit goes out to the back line as well. I know the goal was from a couple of areas, like Finn's pass set it up, and then we thought we cleared it, and then someone tries to chest it down, they nick the ball, and they score a cracking goal. But you just look at that first half, why can't we play that every game? And I think finally now, after today, hopefully you can see in the future that we found our feet and people in positions that suit them better. I think Parsons being left back again, he adds that width, he's got a bit more pace going forward, his delivery is always good. And then like Finn, since he's come back into starting, you wouldn't pick anyone over him. Finn has been so immense at the back, he's so solid. And in that second half was, look, we're 3-1 up, let's just keep a solid game. And Fisher came at us in that second half, but we showed we can stand strong, keep our positions, keep our shape, and we dealt with them really well, and we managed to get another set-piece goal. We've gone from conceding set-pieces to now scoring set-pieces. It's a great switch to finally have.
Well, tests don't come bigger than Tuesday night. Away to Deal, the team that everyone now thinks are going to wrap up the league. What do you think after today?
I think if we play like we did today against Deal, they're obviously going to test us a lot more. They're very good in the air. They love crosses, they love corners, and they proved that in the first game against us. We've got to show that we're going to hold our ground. If we're marking people, we're not going to let them win the ball. We want the first ball. We want the second ball. And I think that's vital against Deal because their main game is crosses, and they want to whip the ball into their tall men. And they know what they're good at. They're not the greatest side, but they play to their strengths. So I think if we play like we did today, we can give them a good game. But I think we'll know as a squad that going into Tuesday, the Deal game's going to be tough. And in our heads, all we can do is win because Deal have got so many games in hand. If we can get even a draw Tuesday, we know we've stopped them getting 3 points, and then we can just focus on ourselves. Because if we lose that game, then I think Deal will be too far ahead to catch when we can't play them again.
Yeah, I think the aim is now just to look at ourselves and move forward with that, and not worry about what other teams are doing. Because, as we said, there's a lot of games to go. Everyone's got to play everyone. Everyone's got to slip up. So on to Tuesday night. You going to be there?
I might try and be there. Yeah, due to work, it's tough. But if I'm not there, I'm sure the boys will do us proud. Because I think today proved that I think Tommy's system and the way he wants people to play, people are starting to learn how Tommy wants them to play. They know what's demanding of him, and I think today proved it, especially someone like Hassler. We know Hassler's got it in him to be a star man, and today he was the star man going forward in that first half, creating so much, switching the ball, and KC being back starting. It just makes a massive difference with the pace we had.
One last question. Who's your man of the match?
Man of the match? Finn's won it quite a lot. Hassler had a great game. You've given me a tricky question. It's not often we win 4-1, but I think you've got to give it to Hassler. That first half set us up so well for the rest of the game, scoring a cracking goal first time and setting up a goal as well.
Joe, thank you for joining the Lilywhites podcast. We'll see you in the future. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Mick.
Oh yeah.
4-1 win here at Fisher. What a day out. How you feeling?
3 words. Pure dead brilliant. The team played like the team played August, September. They played for each other, with each other. It was like watching our early season games. It was a joy to watch. I think the 4-1, I think we're unlucky. I think the 1 was a mistake, defensive mistake. If it hadn't have happened, we'd have kept a clean sheet as well. So I think it was a real good all-round performance.
Yeah, days like this come. Obviously, the calibre of opponent is they hit and miss, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And we move on to Tuesday. Tuesday is now one of the bigger games of the season. Deal Town away. Will you be going? And also as well, what do you think of after today's performance?
Yeah, be going, and I probably would say that we've got to play our game. Don't keep changing for other people. When you look at how we play today, it was our game played our way. I honestly don't think Fisher played bad. I think they'll walk away quite disappointed from it. They didn't play bad. They weren't a walkover, but we were better. We were playing the standard of football we were in the early part of the season. To be fair, if you were the Fisher keeper, you'd probably be scunnered from today. He's probably touched the ball 8 times, 4 times would have picked it out the back of the net. So, you know, he's not had a bad game, but we played our game, and I think we need to play our football against Deal, not play what Deal are giving us. Play our game.
All the subs were used today, bar one, which was Lewis Briggs, but out of the changes that were made, only one of them was a pure change, which all the rest were made by injury. What do you think with the injury crisis that we sort of have at this club at the minute? Do you feel like we need to get a few more bodies in, or does it sort of a sit back and we've got a big enough or good enough squad?
I think that's something Tommy's got to look at, and obviously he'll get the reports to know where we are. He knows where we are with players, what their respective turnarounds are, but all teams are going to be getting this, and all teams, you're getting to that thick of the season now where people are picking up injuries. So I think that's something he's got to look at the depth and see where we are. For quality, where we are, I think you look at today and you think if we hadn't have had the blip of November, December where we dropped points, if we'd have played consistently like this, I don't think you'd be having this conversation. I think you'd say Faversham are good as they are. We just need depth for injuries, and I think that's something that the management team, Tommy, will look at, but obviously that'll come on what reports he gets back from today.
Last question, who's your man of the match?
Do you know what? I think Hasler's had a great game, but I'd personally just like to say it's a team game. I'd say it was a team performance. Everybody chipped in, and that's what makes coming away on days like today a joy. If the team play like this, you're happy with the team.
Well, 4 goals, 3 different goal scorers. Of course, you're happy.
What could you ask for? It was perfect.
Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you soon on the Lilywhites podcast.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Gaffer, brilliant 4-1 win here today for the Lilywhites. What are you thinking?
Most important thing was to get the win, get the 3 points. Difficult place to come. I've got obviously see a report on them. They play Cray in the week, so on their days you could see where they got their goal. Give them a lift. You know, they play some good football at times, and you can come unstuck at places like this. But the lads flew out the blocks. To be honest, when we went 3 up, I just thought we got a little bit baggy is the word, I think, with our touches, and lost a little bit of impetus on the speed of the game, and obviously our mistake, and they've finished the goal well. You know, sort of you knew that was going to happen. I don't know why, but you knew it was going to happen. So we've come in at half time and had a little bit of a moan to start with, but at the same time reminded them how we started the game, and we knew the next goal was going to be important. And it took a while, but thankfully we got that.
Yeah, games like this can be banana peels, but they can also be games where you can sort of reset as well and get the momentum you need going into Tuesday, which is a massive game, which we'll talk about in a minute. But how much was it important to get the win today, make sure the performance was good as well, and also as well get 3 different goal scorers out there?
Listen, at this stage of the season, the most important thing is to just keep winning your games and chalking them off, and then address the performances. Like I was honest enough to say at Glebe, even if we won against Glebe, he wasn't happy with the performance. But you know, we've had 3 league games now, we've won 2 of them. So we want to try and keep the momentum going into Deal away, which we know obviously is going to be a tough game. But I think every game in this league is going to be tough, whether it's top or bottom or whatever. You just can't take nothing for granted. And you know, you saw it at the highest level today at Ipswich v Maidstone. You know, I think the results come up every week, and we've just got to make sure now that we're not on the receiving end, you know, going towards the end of the season.
It needs a massive congratulations out to Maidstone today, who obviously beat Ipswich. It's really good for non-league. It's brilliant for Kent because we're a Kent side. But also today we were sort of forced into a lot of changes out there, and it's sort of not really good for us. You know, I know we don't talk too much about it, but how does that sort of hinder the squad a little bit?
Yeah, I just said to the boys, like, ring me tomorrow night, not tomorrow morning, because there was some knocks today that Bill was struggling with his back prior to the game. He's done something to his back, we're not sure what it is. Obviously JV's gone over on his leg, and to be fair, Woody's took a couple of whacks at the end, so we took him more as a precautionary thing. But yeah, we'll just see how they are tomorrow. But yeah, the squad is obviously very small. Young Aaron come in today and went on and got some minutes and done okay. But ideally, we need to try and keep these boys as fit as we can. But also, we are looking to strengthen the squad. So hopefully there'll be some news and movement this week, because we've put some 7-day approaches in for some players, and we'll have a chat and see if we can do it. It's not to, like I said, put any disharmony in the squad or whatever, but we need to get some fresh legs in here because of the numbers we've got.
Yeah. Moving on to Tuesday night, which is now, a massive game. Everyone thinks Dill's going to run away with the league because of the momentum they have and the amount of games they have to catch up with. What's your thoughts on Dill, and also as well, how do we approach that type of game? Because we have gone to watch them, so they're a good side.
Yeah, listen, you can go and watch teams one week and get a different performance the week after. Squads change, systems change, but listen, they've always been a good outfit, not just this season, and they've been together a while. I've said this weeks ago, any team like Corinthians, been together a while, they gel well, they know how they play, they've got great support as well as the same as we've got. So there's no surprise to me that they're up there, but I'll treat Dill the same as I treat every other game. I'll just worry about my team, and if I can get my team ticking over and playing the way we want, then I'll know on our day that we're competing and we'll be up there at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's about us just being ourselves now, focusing on every single game. So hopefully another performance like this on Tuesday night against a tough opponent, and we'll see you then, Gaffer.
Yeah, thank you very much, and listen, thanks for all the supporters that come today. Unbelievable, great support, and obviously Tuesday's a big ask, but hopefully we get a few up there, and especially if the weather's as nice as Corinthians. But yeah, let's enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, fantastic for supporters as well. It's probably about the same distance, really, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, fantastic to them today, and well done for giving them a shout.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.